Hello there. I was working with students in the classroom today, and I wanted to share with the online students the results of our brainstorming for Essay 2. We came up with a lot of research questions in our brainstorm, and these are not in any real particular order, but again, I just want to share them. First was, is K through 12 education too homogeneous? This refers to Sahil's claim that we've made it one size fits all, and her complaint that maybe everybody doesn't need to focus on those courses that are supposed to prepare one to be successful for college, such as math and English. So there's that question. Second one, what role should high school counselors play in preparing students for college or careers? And in the classroom, we got into some discussion about how many counselors are available in a given school, how many students they sort of have there, and I don't know, when I went to McLean High School way back when, we had a high school senior class of about 450 or 500 students, somewhere between there. And I think we had maybe 5 or 6 counselors at the time, and they each had a particular part of the alphabet. And it worked out so that within families, the family name would sort of dictate which counselor you got, so I had the same high school counselor as my siblings did. So the question is, what role should high school counselors play in preparing students for college or careers? Are they going to have the time to sit down with every single student and require the students to come in? Well, frankly, in my day, there was no requirement that anybody ever had to go and see the high school counselor. So people could only find out what the benefit of having a high school counselor was if they showed up at his or her office and started a conversation. I wonder if that's still the same. Anyway, something potentially for research. Should shop classes be brought back for non-college bound students? Crawford is talking about, again, how K through 12 is shaped to gear students toward college, but there used to be this thing called shop class. There was woodcraft, there was metalcraft, and, auto, usually at least those three, and sometimes others. And I suppose one would consider, always really, that the classes might be designed primarily for students who are planning to finish high school or maybe not finish high school, and then go out and get a job where the skills that they developed in high school would be applied. But shop class, anybody could take shop class, so could it be brought back as an elective for all students? All of my siblings took shop class. They really liked those teachers, they had good experiences, and they learned a lot. And my brother in particular, he became a dentist, so shop class actually was really helpful for him because he gained a lot of experience working with his hands, which made him a much better dentist, I believe. Anyway, so that's something to potentially research if we're interested in Crawford's claims. Should skilled trade be thought of as a promising career? This is another point that Crawford brings up, the assumption that anybody in the trades is quote-unquote blue collar, and what that used to mean 30 years ago and what it means now are two different things, I think. 30 years ago, it really meant, craftsman, as opposed to office manager, which would be considered white collar. When I asked my students in the classroom what they thought of as blue collar, they didn't think about what the job was. They thought of the job as low paying. And that's a really different thing from what used to be. Okay, so similar question, are skilled trades a thing of the past? Because we lost more than 10 million manufacturing jobs in the United States over the past 20 some odd years due to NAFTA and other treaties and so forth, just changes in the rules, really, politically. Does that necessarily mean that the skills are the skilled trades are a thing of the past. And Crawford is making the argument that no, there's all sorts of jobs that have to be done in the United States that cannot be done in China because they have to be done, for example, to your washing machine or your car, and someone has to be here to do that. Your plumbing for your house would have to be done here, and those are skilled trades. Tile work, carpentry, that has to be done by somebody who is here. Okay, and this is kind of comes together as a unit. Maybe you have a similar feeling. I didn't expect to place below college level English math in reference to the college placement test or entrance exam that people have to take in order to be admitted to a university or in order to be placed into classes at a community college. And the question arose from that: should college placement testing be administered earlier in high school or junior high? Would that actually help students know where they are and help them prepare better if they want to go to college? And kind of related to this, I think, does the battery of aptitude tests that are administered to every K through 12 student once every year, does that feedback help students understand where they are and what they need to do if they want to prepare for college? You take a test for reading, a test for mathematics, and probably a few others, and at some point before the end of the school year, you get feedback on where you place, if your reading level is considered to be 11th grade level or if it's considered to be 7th grade level, for example. Do students use that information to know where they are? And if they do, then maybe the college placement exam, taking it early, it would be redundant. I don't know. But these are points to consider. Or maybe more broadly, why is it that students have a different expectation for where they would be in the world of college? Why is their expectation perhaps higher than the reality? Okay, and the question again that's brought up by both Sawhill and Crawford: do all students need to prepare for college? Because that is kind of how K through 12 is geared now, the emphasis being on those skill sets that we use in college. Should the U.S. return to tracking students so that they take classes that lead to careers in either academia, the professions, or the trades? Okay, so let's start with this point: tracking. Tracking is mentioned in Sawhill's essay, and she's talking about how in the German system, at a certain point in the K through 12 system, it used to be 5th grade, I'm not sure that it still is, but at a certain point, students are identified either as being like the ones who do really, really well in school, and they always have the highest scores, and they always get their homework done. Those people would be expected to go to higher and higher places in academia, maybe in the sciences or maybe in other academic professions, social sciences, humanities, arts, things of that nature. Second is the professions, and the professions include those jobs that you would have because you went to college and then after that you went to a special school to learn your career. So the professions would be things like lawyers, because they get a bachelor's degree and then they go to law school for 3 years before taking the state bar exam. Professions also include the medical fields, doctors specifically, doctors and medical researchers. So those are types of professions. And then the trades, of course, are what Crawford is talking about: working in the trades, plumbing, carpentry, mechanics, people who build things, who design and build things.